So, as we said before, right? Today is the 20th of November, 2025. And that means that we have a new moon. See, look. Oh, it's a new moon today. Boop, 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 boop. It is a new moon in Scorpio. And as with any, both like full moons and new moons, you'll probably start feeling the effects of them 3 days before and also 3 days after, right? It's a whole week. Even though, like, so that means, like, every other week you're feeling the effects of the moon happening, right? Because full moons happen once a month, and new moons happen once a month. But they're only about 2 weeks apart, right? So, if you're feeling the effects of them for like a week each, then that means we only have like 1 week of not being absolutely wrecked by the moon. You know what I mean? But apparently, I'm a novice when it comes to astrology things. We're doing a little tarot shuffling now. That's what the ASMR sounds are for. But so apparently, from what I've seen from the astrology girlies is that Scorpio, or the moon hates being a Scorpio. Fucking detests it. So even though it's a new moon, right? It's a new moon is when it's all black, right? The opposite of being full, mostly being empty. It's usually about new beginnings and such. And you would think that, like, Scorpio would kind of like the dark aspects, maybe, of the new moon, but I guess it's actually quite poopy for them. So, if you're having a tough time, blame the moon. It's fine. But I think what we might start out with is we do one little general reading for everybody. And then we'll see if anybody's in here right now, if they want any particular readings about the moon and such. See, like, if the moon likes you, you know, because she's kind of pretty. I wonder if she likes me back. So that's our first deck. This is, this is the Gilded Tarot. One of those like starter tarots that everybody has. So of course, me being a starter tarot reader, I also have the starter deck. Oh. And this is my Rider-Waite deck, which is very big in my hands. It's a little more difficult to manipulate. Oh, and this is, I could probably look this up more effectively now. MarchCaprice.com, because the MarchCaprice.com website is up and updated. Plug for March Caprice, plug March Caprice, here's March Caprice, MarchCaprice.com. At MarchCaprice.com, you can sign up for March Caprice. We have all of our different categories ready for you to be signed up. You just come right here to the March Caprice website, and then you just scroll down, whoop, once, see? And then you can sign up for March Caprice. And then about March Caprice, we're a digital convention for Kingdom Hearts. If you are interested, please come join March Caprice. It's not a cult. It won't hurt, I promise. But we want to go to the wait, no. How do I do this? I go to about, yes, and then I go to because I am also going to be using the Kingdom Hearts Classic Edition playing card deck. Sometimes like to throw it in the mix there for my tarot readings here on the Chanel. Just because I think it's fun. And I believe this was from March Caprice 3. Let's come over to the merchandise tab. I believe it was from 3. Maybe it was 2. It was a merchandise piece. Da 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 da. Ah, here we are. By Yas KH. Let me see. Do they still have the listing, perhaps? Do they have an Etsy? Oh, they have deleted their Instagram profile. How's Twitter? Oh, they have deleted their Twitter also. So I don't believe that these are available anymore, but these cards were by Yas. Yas KH. We finally determined that. Hello, Land. How's it going? We have a new moon in Scorpio, if you didn't know. So we're just gonna, I think, I'm just so eepy tired today. I guess that's what the moon is making me do, is just making me feel eepy. So I think I might just have like a little chill, a little cozy chill stream. And just do a couple of tarot readings. So, now that we've been having our tarot decks all mixed up. We've got them all shuffled. We've got them all ready to go. And I'm going to pull just one card from each of our decks. The Yas KH deck. And then the Rider-Waite. And then the Gilded. Who wants to go first? Okay. The Rider-Waite wants to go first. We're going to knock on him. Because you're supposed to knock on your tarot decks. It's kind of like knocking on a door saying, hello, can I come in there? Can I come in there? And we're gonna just get it like a generalized reading of what do people need to know about this new moon in Scorpio. So, over the last couple of days, what do we need to know? The Devil in reverse. Over the next 3 days, what do we need to know? What do we need to prepare for? All right. We got 2 cards that popped out of him. The King of Swords in reverse. And the 5 of Wands upright. And then now for the Kingdom Hearts deck. Let me see if I could get 1 card or 2 if you're feeling frisky about this new moon. What do we all just need to keep in mind? 2 of Hearts and the 7 of spades. It's spades, not clubs. Thank you, brain. So this is Xigbar and also Xigbar and Saïx energy. Maybe something about Saïx. Oh, the moon. Yes, the moon might, because I had such a hard time like trying to say, like, I was thinking clubs, but this is spades. Maybe you're getting like a couple of you're getting like your wires crossed. You're not being able to like speak very well. And like when it comes to Saïx and the moon being in Scorpio, a spade is kind of stingy, like like the end of the scorpion tail, right? So that might mean Saïx in particular, right? He has his berserk form. So maybe like this like communication might be like very triggering to you over the next couple of days. Maybe even being triggering to other people. So I think this is a little bit about like, let's keep our head a little bit, right? Let's not be too quick to anger, too quick to judge other people. We might just be, tripping over our words, saying things we're not really truly meaning. And to not jump to conclusions, right? To not jump to immediately, let's be combative, right? We're all here. We're all human, right? We're all just trying to get through it. 2 of Hearts in particular, Xigbar energy. Xigbar, I would say, is actually very deceptive, right? He has, being Lucio and everything, he has had his whole thing of like deceit and having an ulterior motive for every single thing he's ever done. But being in the sign of hearts, I think that's also pointing towards, right, it's that saying like people aren't being deceitful when they are having these tongue-tied moments, these slip-ups of saying things that are maybe a little too rash and angry. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. King of Swords in reverse. This is all about communication. It's particularly online, right? It used to be about like for snail mail, but now because the way that most people communicate through written measures is through the internet. So if people are trying to like, I guess like rage farm on the internet, but really just like leave them alone, because we're in a very combative, right? Everybody's kind of has their wands at each other's necks. We're at a very combative time, so maybe we just need to chill out. Chill out. It's also a great time to just not be on the internet, actually. Close the stream right now. Break the chains that you have of like a very, very addictive um, aspect of the internet. Okay. So the moon right now is saying, don't be angry at each other. Don't engage with the rage baiters. Get off of the internet, she says. She said, Mom tells you it's time to go play outside. And I say to Mom, well, why are you making it so fucking cold? I guess she wants you to like read more books, I guess. Enjoy movies and TV shows. Right? While that's still on the internet, that's not exactly, being around all of these very, very combative people. That's what the moon wants to say mostly right now. Yes. Four of Swords, it's a time, that's on the Four of Swords. On the bottom of the Rider-Waite deck is Four of Swords. It's a time for rest. On the bottom of the Gilded deck, the Hermit, it's time to shut yourself off of, right? Shut yourself off, maybe isolate a little bit more. Nominate is at the bottom of the deck, right? So maybe dedicate yourself to more artistic pursuits in this period. You don't need to be spending so much time with these combative people who are very, very angry. That's what the moon has to say for most of us. In a very generalized way. But Nominee is also a very isolated person. She's kind of shut her... Other people have kind of shut her away, but she does, kind of dedicate herself to her art. Out of the public eye a little bit. Maybe just do something just for you. That's what the moon wants to say right now. Is there anybody who would like to have a specific reading about anything? Speak now, forever hold your piss. You don't have to if you don't want to, but mommy is also holding you hostage. Don't. You have to play with mommy. It's just fine if you don't want. Mommy can make up some questions if she wants. Maybe, you can just sit in on mommy's reading when she asks the question of the moon. Like, okay, Mrs. Moon. If there's no questions coming from the audience, Mommy will ask the moon her own questions, all right? So here we go. Will I succeed in Ohio, or do I have to leave? Okay. That's a good question. Excuse me, cards. Could you please answer Lance's question? Will he succeed in Ohio, or does he have to leave? Would he find more success in another place? I'm feeling that I want to do like a past, present, future. Okay, so for the past, I have Knight of Swords and Page of Cups coming up. This is very much like dedicated. You're dedicated to your pursuits. You were gaining momentum, right? You were learning, right? The page is very much like an apprentice. You were learning how to be both emotionally like open and also communicative. Someone who will like pursue their goals in a very communication based way. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have a Six of Wands. Six of Wands. So this is it. In your past, you've been able to revel in your successes that you have gained through this dedication, through this almost like apprenticeship. You're learning to have the success that you are pursuing, right? In the present moment, how are we feeling? Ooh, it fell. It fell on the ground. Sometimes falling on the ground means a very important message. And this is the Seven of Wands. In the present moment, you might feel like you have to defend yourself from a lot of people. That a lot of people are kind of on the attack towards you. And maybe you're losing a little bit of passion that you might have been pursuing before, right? The Knight of Swords into the reversed Knight of Wands. And you'll notice that like this horse is like at a much slower pace than this Knight of Swords. So it looks like maybe we've lost some of the momentum that we have been gaining. And in the future, let me see. The future. The future. About lands and Ohio in particular. Six of Diamonds. This is Zexian energy. Very bookish. Based on very much of an illusion. I'm going to say that Diamonds is more of like a pentacle kind of energy. So maybe you might feel like Ten of Diamonds also. In the future, in the future within Ohio, you might feel like there is an illusion of monetary security, right? So I think this is pointing towards you got to get the heck out of Ohio, Lance. Yeah, young Xehanort at the bottom of the deck. So that's thinking that you kind of want this past, right? This past growth, this past thirst for adventure and progress that you had before. So I'm I'm feeling like I'm being pointed toward away from Ohio. That you might have some anxiety about being able to afford places outside of Ohio, but I'm seeing that more opportunities, right? This is the 10 of Diamonds, which I have assigned Pentacles. So that means there is a lot more success and also monetary safety to be had outside of there. I think that's very straightforward, Lance. Get the fuck out of Ohio. But that's what the moon wants to say to you right now, especially in this era of like being a new moon. It's very much like a new era. It's a new beginning. Scorpios are also not even all that nice about the decisions that they make, so I don't think you need to be like chill about like leaving Ohio. I think it can be very much like I'm done with you. Goodbye. You could still be cordial and everything, right? Because the new moon did say, like, let's not be quick to temper, but you don't have to be nice about leaving, you know? So that's actually quite blatant. Hope that helps. We are just reshuffling, moving the energy around. If anybody else has a question that they would like to ask, particularly of the moon, particularly of Scorpio energy, perhaps, or neither of those things, just a question. I haven't asked a question of them. Maybe just a little message that we need in the interim. The Hanged Man. Yes, this is a new era. We are moving forward, but we do need to get a new perspective about something. Someone out there is relying a little too much on maybe romance and romantic partners to validate them. No, no, no. You can be a full person all on your own. Four of Swords, you need to rest. You need to chill out. When you like lay down and you're getting ready to go to bed, you have all of these anxieties kind of hanging over your head, like keeping you from going to sleep and such. But you're not acknowledging what is going good in your life, right? Maybe it's like past relationships have been like letting you down, and you're having all of these anxieties about like, oh, I'm getting older. Oh no, I don't have all that many years, that many years left to before my eggs dry out or something. This is a social construct. This doesn't mean anything. You're going to be able to have babies for far longer than you're ever going to want to. All right. Judgment at the bottom of the deck. You reap what you sow. And it's also one of the last cards in the deck before we get to the world, right? So you do feel like you're running out of time. But you're... especially in regards to like relationship, maybe this new perspective that you need is to acknowledge the growth that you have made as a person, right? Maybe the past couple of relationships that you've had have not been what you expected, have not made you truly happy. but maybe you're not actually acknowledging like this one chill sword, as opposed to all of these other anxieties that you're having. This one chill sword is the clarity that you have made in yourself, right? Like everybody hates to hear like, oh, you've got to kiss a couple of toads before you find your prince or whatever. But like, I think that's more about like you, when you've kissed those couple of toads, you have found out who you yourself as a person are more, right? Sometimes we do need the, actually, no, I don't like that. I don't like that kind of person. I don't like that kind of attitude. I don't like the way that that person's treated me, to figure out what you do want, right? And you reap what you sow. So the more of a positive outlook that you have, right? Of course, it's a very hard time to have a positive outlook, but you know, sometimes you do just need to keep on trucking, no matter how much it feels like these chains, these binds, financial, romantic, whatever, societal, like things that are dragging you down. Sometimes they make you stronger, right? Having the ankle weights, that makes you stronger. So once those links do come broken apart, link by link, you will feel much lighter, right? These anxieties that hang over you will be able to fall away. I don't think you realize just how strong you are. Whoever that little message was for. Somebody needed to hear it. Does anybody else? I'll ask again. Any questions? Any questions anyone would like? Now, class, pipe down. Don't all of you come at me at once. I will answer all of your questions in due time. How was week? It was good. It's been so unbelievably cold. Just so unbelievably cold and like dark. And I think that's like, I haven't seen the sun in I feel like 2 full weeks. So I feel that's kind of why I'm a little bit gassed right now. I really do need my sun to recharge. Okay? I am kind of like a solar panel. And it's been a little too long. I gotta tell you. So maybe the moon in Scorpio has been telling me to rest. I have been waking up like so late also. I've been just like, my workout timing is shot. But I feel like I've been getting good workouts in, right? So that's kind of what the Scorpio new moon is doing for me. Just being vertered. The gains. Listen, my Gainsborough. Listen, I'm Aerith Gainsborough over here, okay? You can't even tell. When I went to the doctor a couple of weeks ago, they their scale that was there was like found out that my scale at home was off by like 5 pounds because I had weighed myself like just before leaving the house, and so you know I didn't just gain 5 pounds by sitting in the car, hopefully. And it was 5 pounds in the bad direction, right? You want your scale at home to be saying that you're heavier than you actually are. So when you go get another scale, you're like, oh my god, wow. And of course, right, like numbers aren't the only way to measure like your value as a person, but. When you're like actively trying to like lose weight, it is like numbers do help, right? It's a tangible thing that you can track. Here I'm doing, you know. And of course, I am feeling better, I think. I am getting more muscular, I think. Like, that's always fun. I think I'm also getting muscular right here. Like in the abs a little bit, especially like the obliques. Today was abs, so that was pretty cool. Haven't gotten sore yet. I usually do get sore with abs the most, but it's usually like the next day that soreness settles in. Maybe, do we need to know something about... That was like a cigarette packet that people like do. That's always fun. Don't smoke, though. Health. Somebody needs to be paying better attention to their health. There may be... Maybe choosing a couple of, what is this message coming in? 10 of clubs. You need to... You're, doing a couple more vices. 8 of diamonds. Like, tobacco products. Like, maybe, we're binging a little bit too much on candies and stuff. Of course. Yeah. Binging on unhealthy, very processed things. You know, Halloween did just end. So, like, a lot of candy is on sale. Always in moderation, but I think somebody is getting a little too out of moderation. No judgment, but we gotta get back up on that horse, right? Someone's little gremlin is going, no, you must give me more chocolate. Give me more processed sugars. Club, what would club be? Maybe that, no. Heartless in reverse. Ooh, watch your heart. Watch your heart. Watch your heart. Somebody needs to watch their heart. Blood pressure. Blood sugar. Yeah. So we have Look Sword and Axle energy also in this. But I'm also feeling like... Sounds like me. You know. Have your treats. You should be Don't feel guilty about getting your treats, because your treats do get you... It's human to have treats, right? But we're not going overboard, right? We're having moderation. But so the Axle card did come out, but I'm also hearing, like, feel the heat. Oh my god. Who is this? Somebody is gifting a tier 1 sub to Coco Crisp. Yay! I don't know what your name is. It's like a ooh. Thank you for the gift sub. That's amazing. That's awesome. So feel the heat. Feel the heat. Somebody needs to be doing a little bit more cardio. There's gonna be one day when you're like, I don't want to do cardio today, and you're gonna probably have to, like, buckle down and do the cardio, right? Because cardio is what is good for your heart. Your heart needs a little bit more action. It needs to be included in the action. Yeah. I think the watch your heart is not about, like, oh, you're going to have, like, a heart attack or anything like that. Yeah. Not about blood sugar. It's more of, like, we need to get the heart moving just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then Luke Sword. Oh, because Luke Sword is Yazora's chauffeur, maybe, perhaps. Maybe someone is driving around in a car too much. You're choosing to take the car when you can maybe walk to the location. Being a little too car reliant. I know it's very hard to not be car reliant in the United States, but maybe like when you're parked in a shopping center and you're going to multiple stores in the shopping center, you're choosing to take the car over to that other store instead of just walking there. I think we need to walk there. We need to, just one time, let's choose walking, right? We need to put this little gremlin away. That devil on your shoulder. Is there anyone else who would like a question? My cheeks are feeling quite hot right now. I got Big Bertha moving, of course, but maybe that's also... Someone feels a little embarrassed. Someone out there, you're feeling embarrassed to ask your question. No, you have to come here. Give Mama your question. Give Mommy your tarot reading. Give it to me. It's okay. You don't even really have to believe like in tarot being like 100% real questions. This is improv. All right? This is Mommy's improv, and I'm just here to tell you a story, okay? It doesn't have to be real or like true to your spirit. It's just entertainment, okay? It's not that big of a deal. Listen, Mama, it's not that big of a deal. There's no reason to be embarrassed. Okay. If nobody wants to voice a question, let's see. Can we have like a big thing? Okay. So give me one card for what the... One card, please, of what question I should ask you, Miss Moon. Miss Moon, what question do you want me to ask you? One card, please, for the question. She's giving me too many cards. The Death card. Okay. The Temperance card did kind of pop up with it, but I'm going to say, because we said one card. So Temperance. Temper your expectations about what is coming to an end. Of course, whenever there's a big thing coming to an end, the Death card usually isn't about literal death most of the time, but there is one death of one particular person that so many people want to get a lot of tarot readings about. So I get that Temperance. It's not about that coming to an end, that person coming to an end. Well, maybe I blush a little to call this individual a person. The Six of Cups. What has come to an end with this new moon in Scorpio? This new moon in Scorpio. The Seven of Wands in reverse. The Chariot. New energy coming in quickly. Yes, so we're going to do what has come to an end. Well, I guess what's coming in next, right? So we're going to have two sides of this tarot reading. many cards. The moon has so much to say. The Tower in reverse. Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So what's coming to a close is you feeling like you're not at home, right? For quite a lot of people, I think we're going to be settling in a little bit more, especially with like the colder months coming up now. We're going to be like kind of hunkering down. So of course you're going to feel like you have a place to settle down and cozy up. What's the new phrase that people have been doing? It's cuffing season, right? I'm not seeing the devil anywhere, so I'm not seeing like the cuffs of those chains will be binding. I'm seeing that cuffing will be quite comfortable, actually. It's not like, getting the old ball and chain or something that weighs you down. It'll be comforting, this cuffingness. So we're leaving something behind that was going on in our childhood. We're maybe dispelling a nostalgic feeling or need to return to a past that maybe no longer exists, right? Everyone's very nostalgic for a time that maybe they're painting with more rose-colored glasses than they believed that maybe they were. How good those nostalgic times were in actuality, right? And then Seven of Wands in reverse. You're not going to have to fight so hard. Not everybody will be coming at your throat, right? You won't feel like you have to be combative with everyone, right? That was the beginning reading at the beginning. The general advice that the moon needed to give us is, don't be so combative with people. Why am I getting 9/11 so much with this card right now? I guess maybe because like 9/11 just it lorded over so much of my own childhood. Maybe it has something to do with like this new era of Islamophobia. That was kind of like a rebirth of the Islamophobia that happened after 9/11. I know this is more of like a deep, not so fun topic. But yeah, like especially like Muslim people don't have to they're finding a little bit more of a home here in the United States, which I hope is very much true, right? They don't need to feel like they're constantly on the defense around other people. I hope that's true. The Tower in reverse, obviously, kind of about like, 9/11, the towers falling. They are towers, They're towers. Look at the card. And this new energy is coming in very, very quickly. Shout out Zoran. Right, we're going to be moving on from this rebirth of this 9/11 hysteria, I think. 9/11 was the two towers, and these are like two towers, two bunches of wands too close to each other, right? So it's almost like it's doubling the amount of towers that we have, right? Sure, is this making sense? Like, yes, the two fat towers fell, but like we gained so much more in them falling. I mean, that's not great to, all the people who died and all of the generalized Islamophobia that made people's lives hell for the next decades. What is this message? No. I know you don't want to hear about 9/11. But it's this forward moving momentum of we can like put away this hysteria that we've had. Coming together and finding a new home will double, right? I'm very doubling. The doubling. The double. You will always double your bounty, double your good feelings, double your happiness the more you let go of this post 9/11 hysteria. Oh, this one fell on the floor. Okay. The Chariot in reverse. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, she really wants to be in reverse. Okay, so this is what we're leaving behind. The Chariot in reverse. So we're not, this came out on this side, right? Am I mirroring that good enough? Yeah. So this 9/11 esque Islamophobia was not leaving the United States for a long, long time, right? It wasn't moving forward. We weren't progressing. High Priestess in reverse. Something's hidden to us because it was profitable. It was profitable to be Islamophobic. Also, she also has 2 towers in the back of her here. Trust your intuition on this. That, like, as with any bigotry, as with any phobia, right? Most of it isn't because, like, you genuinely think that, like, Muslims are evil or gay people or trans people are evil. It's because you just, like, there's just, like, a lot of money to be made in whipping up this hysteria. Right? And we're just at a particular time when we are putting that hysteria away. We're kind of, right, she has a mask on over her eyes, right? And yes, okay, wait, hold on. I'm mirrored. I need to, don't look at my face, look at the card, look at the card, look at the card, right? So her mask is on over her eyes. So yes, it's like a Mardi Gras kind of mask. Did Mardi Gras has masks, or it's more, what is it called? A masquerade mask. I got my M's confused. Maybe there's something with the letter M going on. Mots. M-O-T-S. The French word for words. So maybe that's also coming back from the earlier reading about how, like, don't jump to conclusions about people mixing up their words, maybe saying the wrong thing and, like, jumping down their throat. But you can also, like, the way that she's kind of bending back, you know, her throat's kind of exposed, right? So in this period, right, in this new moon, we're not jumping down people's throats, but there was, what was I saying before? Again, words being a bad thing right now. But she had this mask on because it was, she was being blinded by this kind of hysteria, right? And it's being in reverse. Yes, being in reverse, it's now time to take the wool out of your eyes, right? I think a lot of people are kind of coming to this. Okay, so the 6 of Cups. On the other side, gotcha. Okay. So, right, so we have the 6 of Cups on the side that we're moving away from, and then we had the Chariot on the side that we're moving towards, and then we had the Chariot reversed on the side that we're moving away from, and then we have the 6 of Cups again on the side that they're moving towards. So, obviously, right, not all of the bigotry is going to go away instantly, right? They're not going to go away instantly. Weekend plans. Not much any. Well, at work, we're kind of just being prepared for Thanksgiving, so we're just, like, hunkering down. Again, hunkering down. Cuffing. Just getting used to the colder months. What? So what? What are you talking about, cards? Ugh. 10 of Cups under the Tower in reverse. Again, making a very homey home. Making a very homey home, right? So I think a lot of people are making these steps, these small term goals that will step by step reach us to our bigger goal, right, in the background here, of actually finding some of that nostalgic thing that we were putting behind, the lighter form of nostalgia, right? I think like the two differences between these cards, right? These two are children who are almost, right? It's a boy and a girl, and they're almost kind of very stereotypically playing out like a very stereotypical heteronormative gender-based kind of ideal of the man comes and he provides and he gives the lady her flower, right? And this one is the boy and the girl are a lot more equal, right? She's a girl, but she's allowed to like roll in the grass, get her knees all dirty and stuff. And she's maybe playing with a rabbit here, and the boy is playing with a toad, right? Still rowdy and still masculine. And people, right? You're still able to be your cisgendered self. But there is, sorry, I bumped the mic just then. There's almost a little bit more of a freedom. There's definitely more green, much more abundance in the Six of Cups than there are, right? There's also a lot more colors. Oh, the colors in the cups are actually the rainbow, right? So rainbow is obviously the gaze. So we're finding this kind of childlike nostalgia that is a step evolved from the nostalgia that we're leaving behind, right? That rose tint isn't there. We're having a much more realistic nostalgia, right? That is a lot more welcoming to everybody, right? See the rainbow also in this one. So that it includes the gays. We finally include the gays in the nostalgia. And we're all kind of going back to that childlike wonder where you weren't, right? Children have no preconceived notions, right? Everyone is born good. Everyone is born pure. And it's only after years and years of reinforcement of all of these bigoted opinions that we have these bigoted people, right? Children are not racist. Children are not homophobic. Children are not Islamophobic. So we'll be returning more to how like children, very like the Martin Luther King quote about how like, am I getting this wrong? Or like, my sons and daughters will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character, right? And children do very much give every other child the chance to like be nice and be friends before like if there's a particularly mean child like starts to bully the other ones, then like the other children are like, ugh, I don't want to play with you anymore. And we're going a bit more towards that. I think this is really nice. That's a really nice reading. Let me hoke it up a little bit with my Kingdom Hearts cards. What's going on here? Chirithy in reverse. That's on the leaving behind side. So the opposite of Dream Eater is, of course, a nightmare, right? They're still dreams, but they're a dream turned sour, right? The dream has turned, right? So we're leaving behind this nightmare. very soon in this next period because of the power of the moon. The power of the moon of this new moon in Scorpio creating this power, this energy of leaving badder things behind. And you don't need to be particularly nice about leaving those things behind. Still not too much, right? Our first one was more about let's not get too hasty. Let's reserve our content, all of our meanest words, for the people that deserve it, not other people very much at our level who are just getting a little tongue-tied, right? Especially on the internet. You got a question? Oh, thank you so much for your. How would you like me to refer to you? Because I can't really say like, Is that what you want as a user? Well, but yes, I will just finish up this little reading real quick, and then I will get right to your question. The dream has turned sour. Aqua was left behind in hell for a long time, so we're leaving behind being left behind in hell. Can call me that's so cute. I love that. I will get right to your... Oh, okay, so we have Terra. We have Terra moving forward. Very solid earth energy. I also love that he is a diamond, right? Because we have signed diamond as our pentacle suit. So we're moving forward in very much and he's a joker. And then we also have Sora and the unversed under this new home. Demix, 9 of diamonds, Demix at the bottom of the deck. Something that was just like new music. Music is going to be wonderful in this next coming period. Feeling very rich. Music feels very rich. But so we're going to be, I'm going to say that like Terra's probably like a Knight of Pentacles, right? So he's the slowest moving knight. But every step forward that he takes is a step that he does not take backwards. He was constantly moving in a progressive way. So we're not going to regress, especially with the right under the 6 of Cups. We're not going to regress into the bad nostalgia. We're going to be moving forward progressively, right? And then Sora and the Unversed. King of Hearts, just an amazing love and happiness and care aimed towards all other people. We need to take care of each other. And Unversed. Also being Pentacles, but very much about feelings, right, with the Unversed. This is very much, I think, a positive way. Even though, like, the Unversed kind of have this connotation of bad feelings. I'm especially right here with Sora, and then also right next to Terra, and right under this gorgeous 10 of Cups. Again, feeling much richer in our feelings, in the feeling department, in the emotional department, being much more open, feeling much more secure, and therefore much better able to take care of other people, having the emotional bandwidth to give to other people, very much in the same way that Sora gives and gives and gives and gives to other people, and he never seems to like run out of that well of emotional availability. But that's beautiful. That's what the moon wants to tell us about this ending period. So thank you so much, Moon. That was gorgeous. And what is your question? What would you like me to ask the cards about? Thank you for waiting. sorry. Did that go right on your face? I'm sorry. Don't leave now. Come back. Tell me your question. I'm sorry I took so long. Scorpio here. What are the main energies blocking my motivation right now? Oh my goodness. It's also, yes. That's a fantastic question. Especially with the moon being in your, moon in your sun sign. It is a great question. So first of all, before we even get started, the moon is right now in your sun sign, right? So it's the opposite energies kind of pulling from you, right? So there might be something with sleep, right? Because you feel tired while you're awake, but maybe not able to get to sleep when it's time to go to sleep because your moon and your sun are flipped. So maybe there's something about rest here. We need to rest. That's what I'm getting just immediately from your situation. But let's see. What are the main energies blocking us motivation? Okay, that's too many cards. Main energies blocking us motivation, please. King of Pentacles, money issues. Maybe there's a particularly wealthy person that's maybe getting in the way. Maybe a boss or something is... boss is maybe like not taking your work seriously enough. Not giving you the reward that you feel like is due to you. Especially because, you know, it's your labor that signs his paychecks, right? The Lovers. The Lovers is, of course, a very, very romantic card. So it might have something to do with relationships, but I'm having an inkling. I'm gonna hold my inkling for a moment and see what else we have around it. The King of Wands also. Okay. All right. I'm still thinking, still putting it all together. Page of Swords. I see. Ten of Swords. Betrayal. Right? I'm getting friends. I'm getting friends here because I feel like what's blocking your motivation is more professional, right? With the boss thing that came out first and the Lovers, right? Like I said, my inkling is that, so you might be having some relationship issues because the Lover is a very romantic-based card. It usually, but for some reason, I'm feeling this inkling that, like, this is more about, like, a work project, right? A very fulfilling work project, but maybe one that's taking a little bit too much time, right? And I feel like this is very much about friendships stabbing you in the back. I'm so sorry. I feel like if your friends have been not very reliable lately. King of Wands and Page of Swords. Maybe what we need, what energies we need to be looking more towards. Yeah, because I'm feeling again more of like what the sides of what is holding us back and what we need to do, right, to move forward. So what's holding you back is I feel like a boss. I feel like a project that you maybe had more motivation to in the beginning of it, but now it's just dragging on, right? So what we need to do is the King of Wands, very passionate, very, very summertime energy. I don't want to say like, oh, this project will be like dragging on until summertime, because that seems so far away. But maybe we need a Page of Swords, some communication from a younger person, or perhaps an attitude like a younger person. But I'm still formulating. I need a little bit more information here. What is getting in us way? What is blocking the motivation? Judgment. Yeah. Four of Pentacles. Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yes, very much a blocked energy. We can't move on to the next step. I'm thinking, so this boss... this boss, I'm feeling like, with the Judgment, like we said, the Judgment is like the second to the last major arcana. So it's like the second to the last step before we complete everything. And then this Four of Pentacles is right under the Lovers. So this project that we're having a tough time getting through, you're very, very protective of, I feel. You might have a little bit of a perfectionist streak. Maybe that's why we're not able to move past this last step, right? We're kind of stuck on the very cusp of moving forward. So, yeah. We can't move on to this next step, this end of this project. So what do we need? What kind of passion do we maybe need? Because it's a King of Wands versus the King of Pentacles. Maybe we need a new boss. Maybe we need to find a new position. But the Hierophant in reversed under that. That's making me think we're not supposed to be looking towards authority figures. So maybe it's something a little more to do with us than it is. Oop. Hi, Kelly. This has landed on the floor, so it's very important. Five of Swords. Okay. And the Two of Wands has once again appeared at the bottom of the deck. So you do have this very, very stuck feeling. Yes. These also are just in reverse. Okay, so we have the Hierophant in reverse under the King of Wands, and the Five of Swords in reverse under the Page of Swords. So the Hierophant is very much about authority figures. My first draw ever, and you're explaining my life right now. Oh, good. Because tarot is real. As much as I give my little spiel about, oh, it's just for funsies and entertainment, it is very much real. But so, King of Wands, not trying to look towards authority figures, right? Maybe we need to find the authority within ourselves. Yeah. We can very much become our own King of Wands by having this, like, this passion kind of returning maybe from the beginning of this project that we were in, that we had so much of more energy to commit to it before we got kind of maybe in the weeds, maybe a little too detail focused when that's not really what we need to be doing. We don't need to be so protective of this current project that we're working on. We can let go a little. I know that's very difficult, right? I'm a perfectionist too. None of my videos come out unless they are 100% and completely done. But the adage of, like, filmmaking, right? The adage of filmmaking in particular, I don't know if you're a filmmaker, but you maybe you could apply this to this current project that you're working on. It is, no film is ever finished. It is simply released, right? Oh, and I'm in my March Caprice 5 sweatshirt, and we just, released our March Caprice 5 final mix stuff. So maybe if that is the motivation that needs to get you to like go forward, is there might be time to revisit this project. You just need to get something released, right? Put something out. I think that's what we're saying. We need to move on from this next to last step. We just need to get going, right? And then when there's some new communication that's going to be coming in, maybe from someone a little bit younger on your team that's at work. Maybe they have an idea that like busts through this barrier that we're having. And that really gets things moving. There's a little bit of a warning with the 5 of Swords in reverse, right? If you look like this guy, right? He's so victorious, right? The sun is shining on him. He's beautiful. He's gorgeous. He's amazing. Oop, I've lost connection. Damn it. Damn it. They don't want you to know this part. They don't want you to know this part. Hold on. Okay. The internet's thinking. Oh, goodness. We have no internet. Let's see. Is this getting us back into it here? Are we back? We might be back. Are we back? Can you all see me? Hello? How is everybody doing? Is everybody doing good? Are we back? Hello? How's everybody doing? Was that scary? Did you hold each other's hand? I hope so. As I was explaining before, I was rudely interrupted by the universe. They don't want you to know this part. 5 of Swords. So yes, he's triumphant. He is the big winner, but he's kind of throwing it in the face of this other guy. Oop. Okay. We dropped a little bit of frames again. They really don't want you to know this. Really hurt his feelings. So the 5 of Swords usually wants to give you the message of like, you will be successful, but let's not like rub it in other people's faces. This did come in reverse. So you can be quite proud of what you're going to accomplish. Maybe it's also warning that like this younger person on the team who might come in with a new idea, they might be a little bit gloaty. It is probably, I guess, kind of saying like, don't let it get under your skin, right? They're they're kid. They just had like maybe their first breakthrough at their job, right? They can, don't let it get to you too bad, right? You might be the little guy with your hurt feelings in the back, right? Let the kids have their fun. You know what I mean? And then, is there anything else that could do in this time? What, 2 of Clubs. What else can they do? So we have Zigbar energy, Sharpshooter energy. Hi, Wiley. How's it going? And both Riku and Terra came out a little bit. We're doing good. We're doing a new moon and Scorpio Terra readings. I'm just finishing up with question. So Zigbar and then Terra and Riku. Very much right, master apprentice, successor, absolutely. A kind of deal. Maybe we do actually need to be looking more towards a mentor figure. I'm kind of assigning you to be Riku, or you to be Riku and another person to be Terra. But it could also be like this younger person is more of the Riku and you're more of the Terra. Maybe that's the impulse that I need to be looking more towards, and like the sharpshooter aspect of Zigbar. Yeah. Maybe you need to let your younger person, your successor, kind of have this win, because it might lead to a better position for you maybe at another job in the future, right? So this younger person who has this idea for this project that might get you closer to the end of it, you shouldn't like feel overlooked or overtalked by them, because it's them being looked at with this win being like a way, not to like to say like, oh, they're gonna, your old job is gonna have like your replacement ready to go, right? It's more of, it's definitely going to propel you towards that new position. So that's going to be good. You're right. Your company is going to think, oh, we have this person here who can replace a position, and maybe we give a better one over somewhere else, right? And about the sharpshooters, just like have your target in mind. I think that position that you want, that's a little bit better, have that in mind, aiming towards that. Yes. Right? Does that make sense? Has that helped? Let me know if you need anything else. If you need any more clarification on anything. Thank you so much for the reading. So much insight. Good. That was a really fun one. That was a good question. Yes. But Wiley, welcome in. We're doing readings for the new moon in Scorpio. If you have any questions you would like to ask of the cards or of the moon, you know, Kingdom Hearts and her moon. No pressure. No pressure. If anybody else has any questions that they like, of course, let me know. All right. I think I'm going to break for just like 2 seconds because I have needed to pee for a little while. If anybody else, right now, speak now if I ever hold your piss. I'm going to go release my piss for just a moment. But let me get something to entertain. Oh, look, the MC5 closing ceremony is right here, ready to go. So let me leave you with that for 2 seconds. And I will be right back. Be right back.
The theme for this year, and while PJ is doing that, if you guys have some questions for the organizers, please post them in chat so we can get them answered. PJ, you have the floor.
Of course. So I was given a very vague prompt when this was all going on. I kind of found out when you guys did last year, when it was teased that the theme this year would relate to time. And for me, like at first, I found that to be very overwhelming. I was like, what do we do? That could mean anything. There's time magic. There's so many freaking clocks in Kingdom Hearts. Like, there are people who have power over time. There are time travelers. There are different eras. What does that mean? And so for me to really get like pumped up and amped up about such a vague theme, I kind of flipped it on its head a little bit. And I went back to one of my favorite Disney artists, Mary Blair, who did a lot of conceptual work for Disney. She's known for her simple shapes and her simple colors. Of course, she's known for It's a Small World, but she's also known for Cinderella, for Alice in Wonderland, for Peter Pan, and lots of other Disney projects. And she did a lot of renderings of the castle in Cinderella. And of course, I tied that into the 0.2 level with the Castle of Dreams and its ruins and how that worked. And it's probably one of my favorite moments in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. But I realized that like if we could make it so that it's timeless and just have people run with that theme if they wanted to, then it could really lend itself to be a very accessible theme in a way of kind of keeping it classy, right? Because timeless, has this dual meaning, like without time, but also like, high fashion. Keep it cool, keep it stylish. And so having that in mind, we wanted to go with like a more Mary Blair touch. So you'll notice that a lot of the branding this year is handmade. Now, everything we do is more or less handmade, but for the past few years, the assets that we've used were all really digitally made. This year,
All right, we are back. How's everybody doing? How are they feeling? How's it going? Everybody like the vibes for this new moon in Scorpio? I very much like the way that we are releasing things. We're letting things go, like the Islamophobia and such. I like the release of pissing. I also did turn off Bertha. It was getting a little stuffy in here. But when you can feel like the heat of the room on your cheeks, that's always nice. Especially in these colder months. Let's see what we got going on. We can eventually do a couple more readings. If anybody has a question, please let me know. Or I could just start shuffling and we can see what throwing a couple cards mean. And see what kind of messages pop up. No idea if that joke I did is known outside of Tumblr. The go pissed out joke? Go piss girl? Yes. That is a that is a very viral, go piss girl. Anti-Sora once again in reverse. Maybe I did kind of want to. Yes. Girl, go pissin' has a wide spread. You know what I mean? Everybody loves a good piss. You know? Eight of spades. Axle energy in a spades, a very cutting way. Cutting cold. Four of spades. Vexen. Yes, the colder months. The colder months. Ice storms. You looking forward to Thanksgiving? 8 of clubs. Okay. I very much enjoy Thanksgiving. I love the cooking part. I love the food, of course. Love me some stuffing, right? I'm a stuffing girl. Love watching the Macy's parade. Love watching the dog show. I am looking forward to it. I just am also working on Thanksgiving in this current job that I'm at. I have worked like every Thanksgiving for like the last, how long have I had this job? I guess 6 years now. So it's like it's very much not a holiday for me. But the food's nice. You know what I mean? I am excited for Thanksgiving. I know I don't feel like it right now. Very low energy about it. So this spread that we've come out, right? We have the Anti-Sora Joker. I'm the Joker, baby. We have 8 of Spades cutting Axel energy on fire. 4 of Spades cutting Vexen energy on frozen on ice. And then 8 of Clubs Axel energy again on fire. More right, club is brutal, less cutting, but still a dull hit. So this kind of very much feels to me like energy is going up and down over time, right? We're at like our bottom almost like a tower moment, right? So we're doing very, very bad. Then we got up a little bit, then we went down, right? Very much like the seasons changing. We come like out of the coldness of darkness, right? Anti-form, winter. Then we come up into spring and summer, and we're warmed, and then we go back into winter, a winter of your life, and we're frozen again, and then we're back to the heat of summer again. Frozen pride, but not the kind Elsa has, I think. A different kind of frozen pride, yes. So it's very much like an up and down, like it's Jover. We are so back. It's Jover. We are so back. That one. So someone is kind of in a yo-yoing kind of attitude in their life. I think it's important to note that this did end on an Axel, on a high energy, high warmth, comfort kind of thing going on. Right. The spades that used to cut you before, right? The spades that used to cut you before, the heartless anti-form that tore your heart out, right? That's coming into softer, greener pastures, right? I did say before, like a club does like blunt force damage, but I think that was a misspeak, right? We're having a lot of misspeaks with this moon and new moon in Scorpio, and let's not jump down each other's throat about that. Yeah, but this is a very like positive sign. I think that this like yo-yoing, we're gonna end on a we're so back. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a lot softer. This defrost that we're going to have kind of soon, right? We're going to enter into a summer period of our life, not a winter. Even though we are heading into winter, right? And I just happened to pick up this 3 of Pentacles from this other deck. 3 of Pentacles usually means like a collaboration with other people. But he is specifically alone and like forging things all by himself. So like the collaboration is going to be coming down the line, I think. And maybe we need to forge something within ourselves to be the heat that defrosts us, right? Look towards your internal flame a little bit. I think that's what that message is about. For someone out there. We need to be more independent. Miss Independent. Miss Self-Sufficient. Miss Never Let a Man help her off her throne. So and Miss Independent did fall in love, right? So yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Any questions for the cards? No questions? No questions anywhere? Okay. So we'll just keep it going. What's this one? Page of Swords. Wiley, you seem to be awfully talkative and at every point, except for when Mummy asks for questions. Participate with Mummy. Come, be Mummy's little tarot pet. Come on. It's fine. You don't have to, like, come at me with a question. But if anybody alright. Last chance for someone to ask their question before I start just asking the cards what they want us to say again. Alright. What would you like us to talk about? The Hermit in reverse. We need to not be so alone. Especially, right, like in this winter time, he's like up on a bunch of snow. The hermit is usually depicted as being like off in the mountains somewhere. Mountains are usually frosty and isolating, right? Like the Grinch. The Grinch, he was all on Mount Tucket, all by himself, festering. What do we need to do to not be like the Grinch, to be so isolated? The hermit usually does talk about like that isolation being to devote yourself to your intellectual pursuits, right? Very much think of like the whole like this plot line of it's usually in like kung fu movies and stuff, right? Where you go out to train with your remote master out in the mountains, and he teaches you like it's a big like training arc moment where you master like some sort of specific skill or something, a technique that's gonna like you're gonna bust out on your enemies and like make a big splash, right? The Hierophant also coming up. Institutions, the church, the Pope, governments, marriage, Three of Pentacles. They are also kind of in a church. They are maybe being married. And it's supposed to be like an equal collaboration, but I think especially like next to the Hierophant, it's maybe about someone getting married off in secret. Even, ooh, the scandal. The tea, sis. Two of Pentacles and the Devil coming out together. There needs to be some sort of balance here. Breaking the chains of addictions, weaknesses, patterns that no longer serve us. Two of Pentacles, needing balance, not rocking the boat so much. This is kind of a big epic story that we're talking about here. Seven of Pentacles. Cultivating the seeds that you have planted before. Three of Cups in reverse. Again, very much isolated energy, right? You're not having a party. You're not being around other people. You are isolated. You're coming out of this isolation. You are isolated, but you're coming out of it. That's what the reverse. The reverse means coming out of this isolation. Did I get that backwards before? I think so. But we're still not partying. We're still not partying. Maybe we're coming out of this isolation to do more activism, right? Right. We're not coming out of our isolation to go party, be social, do funner things. We're doing it more to do like our civic duty, right? You do need the fun, right? Yes, the balance of you do need more fun, but we can also still be very devoted to our fellow citizen, our brethren out there, right? Collaboration is very much collaboration very much with organizations that that you might, activist organizations that you might admire. I'm thinking of like what's Medea Benjamin's one? The Code Pink, is that Code Pink? Right? Very much like elder women who were very feminist and of course being pro-Palestine. Medea Benjamin is just so cool. Like, just the tiniest, like, 4'10" woman who throws all of the shit in the face of the people who deserve it. And she just constantly gets past secure. She gets arrested on, what is that? It's got to be like a bi-weekly basis. And she just keeps getting into the Capitol time after time. She's amazing. So maybe you very much have that kind of Medea Benjamin kind of attitude, right? I feel like he's kind of a small guy because his hat is very tall compared to the rest of his body, right? So maybe that's the balance that you need. A balance between wanting to go out and do like the fun things and needing to go out and maybe do more of your civic duty a little bit more. Dropping the excess, right? The excess of the partying. Maybe you do have substance problems. That's fine, right? Again, always in moderation, right? But maybe we do need to not drink. We need to make the active choice to not have so many drinks, right? Maybe we, like the card says, we limit ourselves to 3 drinks when we go out, right? So that we're able to, go out on a Friday night, but then by Saturday we're able to attend the protest that's happening, right? Saturday morning. Wake up a little earlier. Come out of that hermit recovery mode a little bit more. 4 of Wands. This government doesn't feel like home. True. Not much else to say about that. It's not comforting. It's not kind. It's not nice. It's not good. True. It's just true. Not really much else to say about that. Also thinking maybe DSA. Maybe you need to go look what your local DSA chapter is doing. They've been doing great work, of course, with getting Mom Donnie elected. Knight of Wands. We've lost a little bit of passion. We lost a little bit of passion in these seeds that we've planted before. What I was about to say about DSA is that I've heard that quite a few DSA chapters are weirdly, like antagonistically anti-mask. So maybe like if you've been to like your local DSA chapter and they are one of those that are like very anti-COVID conscious for some reason, and you kind of lost that passion for like being active and participating. Maybe we just need to shop around for a different organization, a different chapter of something, right? It's saying that even though we've felt like we've looked for places to be active in our communities, and they've kind of turned us away. Maybe there's right, just the horse is facing the left for me. I don't know if it's reading that way in, camera things, but just it's kind of like saying let's move on, right? Let's just swipe to the next one. Let's keep moving left, right? Okay. Oop. Oh, yes, actually. So I'm saying I've gotten a couple of cards, but I'm thinking that these are... I'm going to take them because they're very nice cards. Justice and the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful, gorgeous cards, right? We're moving towards a better place. Moving towards a better place. The more collaborative we get, the more we do seek this justice, the more the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. And I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. The wheel in the sky keeps me yearning, I think is the next line. Or it still rhymes enough to be good enough. We always yearn for those greener pastures, for that big old wheel in the sky to turn to a much more favorable, much kinder, gentler, softer, more comforting, more easy time in our life. And that justice is coming the more you get out there, the more you collaborate with people. And then under, of course, the devil and the balance of the Two of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Wands. Not the Knight. He is a knight as depicted in this, but he's not the Knight of Wands. So that's okay. So that little slip up might mean we're turning this Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. So these two are connected in some way, right? And the Nine of Wands is about right, this soldier who's been through multiple battles, right? See all of the Eight of Wands behind him, and he's so tuckered, right? His watch has finally ended, right? The Game of Thrones. That usually means that like you're going to go die, but not here, right? It's just that you have been so steady for such a long time. And you don't need to be combative, right? You don't need to defend yourself anymore. You don't need to defend yourself and others with your life anymore. You can rest now, King. You've done your duty for this shift at least. And we're coming into the 10 of Cups, right? 9 into 10. It's an easy progression. The Ten of Cups is just you build a beautiful home, resting. But we're coming out of this resting, right? We're being active, and this is always the goal, right? Again, with the beautiful rainbow, the gay rights, and also, the bees are also bees love their queen, right? So it makes me think a little bit of drag queens. So very, very gay positive. The lesbians, of course. In the card, right? So this is what we're always fighting for, right? We're fighting for the happiest of happy homes. We're fighting for the world that maybe we might not even really be able to participate in, right? That's what our activism is. What's the saying? Particularly a leftist saying of like, you will probably be planting the seeds of the trees that you will never sit in the shade of, right? We are making it better for the next generations to come. This work that you're doing, even though you're thinking, well, it's such a small decision to just like go out and not party as much and go to a protest. This isn't doing anything, right? It's such a small decision. But it adds up. It adds up. And we are making that progress. We're keeping that fire alive, and we're getting our justice, and we're getting this new fortune that's turning constantly towards ending the fight, because we have achieved that beautiful world we want to make for others. Nice. Queen of Swords, you should be doing that through communication. Again, communication you might have some slip-ups in the next upcoming period, but we're always working towards that goal, right? Sorry, I feel like whenever I don't have a more personal prompt, I get very big with it. Go more for big picture things, but like a lot of the big picture things, right? A lot of the stuff that's going on with the government is sometimes all consuming. Jesus Christ, It can bring you down. It really can bring you down, right? It seems like my energy is kind of like sapped right out of me. But like that Nine of Wands and like that Knight, you gotta keep up the fight. It's worth it. All right. I think we have time and energy for one more question. If anyone has a pressing question, speak now, forever hold your peace. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go like real sappy with it again. Somebody stop me. Stop me from doing that. Ah. Almost spilled. Alright. Thank you so much for everybody who's tuning in, though, A little silly girl with her little silly cards. If everybody's holding their piss, last chance to have your last question. Otherwise, I'm gonna just like get a general thing again from the moon. She's gorgeous. I wonder what direction is the moon in right now. My cool little moon app. My little moon app that I keep right here. You can't really see it because it's because it is the new moon, right? It does have like a geo tracker, so like you can, if you spin around, you can see like what direction the moon is in. The moon is, oh, she's actually like right here. Oh wait, oh, so she's like right here where chat is. Oh, she loves you. That's great. Right, my second monitor here. That's what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at my my own like recording window of myself. All right. If no last chance. If nobody else has any questions to ask the moon for the last question of the night, I'm just gonna pull one card from each deck. That's 2. Hey, fucker. I'm here. Pull them for me. Of course. What would you like to know, PJ? I promise I won't withhold any towers that come out this time. Even though, you know, I'll make sure that I'll send you the energy that they're not going to be like too bad of a tower. Too bad of a tower. Well, we've been specifically talking about the new moon in Scorpio. The moon does not like to be in Scorpio. I have news. My part-time job is ending. Ooh. I found that out right after our last chat. Was that something I predicted? Sorry. I mean, it could have been a number of the cards. Yeah. Oops. Anyway, just keep it general. Perfect. Okay. Oh, cards. Oh, dear cards. What's coming up, you know? Okay. Can we have a little bit of information about what's coming up for PJ? One card at a time, please. The new moon in Scorpio is very much death in reverse. I was about to say that the new moon in Scorpio is very much a beginning of a new chapter, right? Scorpios are kind of shady, and right, they don't need to be very nice about the way that they're moving on. Pulled 5 tower cards somehow. The 5 towers came out. But the death in reverse is very much not ending an era of something. We are not moving forward. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So these 2 cards did come out before, so I'm going to take them. It's the 4 of Wands and the 2 of Wands, right? Lots of possibility moving forward into feeling very much at home. Maybe there might be a wedding that you might be attending kind of soon. This is very much like a festival kind of happening, and there's the 2 people. So it's usually interpreted as like a wedding kind of card. So even though I did ask for one card at a time, I will take the both of them. And I'll keep them together. And what is this? 8 of Cups in reverse. Not being able to walk away from something. 3 of Wands in reverse. On the bottom of the deck. So you're kind of sandwiched between not moving forward energy. The seeds that we have planted to make fruitful of abundance, the abundantness all around her, we're not able to yet harvest the fruit, right? Bitch, stand on your head now. Stop having everything come in reverse. But like, we are definitely moving all along in this journey, right? The world kind of is your oyster, right? It's he's holding the world in the palm of his hand. We're going to be moving towards much more of a homey kind of a homey kind of energy. It is cuffing season, right? That's what the colder months are about, kind of just hunkering down in your home. Homie. Maybe just hunkering down and working on March Caprice stuff. But the Emperor under the Death card in reverse. I'm thinking about it. Okay. Death in reverse again. This was a couple of cards, though. Oh, and that was with the 8 of Wands? Yeah. Something's moving quickly. 10 of Cups. And that's under the 9 of Pentacles. So right, 9, 10, there's a progression happening about this happy home. But what's blocking us, we need to know. Putting it all together. We're putting it all together. 10 of Swords in reverse. This is a very good card to have in reverse. This is about like betrayals, backstabbing. But all of those swords, when he's upside down, of course, are falling away, right? You can kind of see the deer in the background of this guy, right? So the backstabbing for like the people, friends, family, loved ones who have kind of seen this backstabbing happen to you, if it could focus on the deer's face. The deer's kind of like shocked, horrified, aghast. She's kind of like, oh. So the onlookers to all of this backstabbing that's been happening, their loved ones are quite worried about you and the backstabbing that has been happening. If the backstabbing has been more work-based, co-workers are very much on your side. If the backstabbing is more friends or family focused, you have another group of friends that is on your side in this backstabbing, right? And then the Fool under the 8 of Cups in reverse. So the Fool, always the start of a new journey. And this Fool is very astrologically based, right? He's holding all of the astro symbols above him. He's also very court gestury. What is the Festival of Fools? On the 6th of January. 6th of January is important. Topsy-turvy, topsy-turvy day. And I just wanted to shuffle some more. Topsy-turvy, we're spinning it. The high priestess. She came out in reverse, but we're topsy-turvying. We're spinning her around. Okay, she needs to come over here. Trusting your instinct, trusting your gut. Her coming out in reverse usually means something hidden, but something hidden will become more apparent. Yes. Maybe around the Festival of Fools Day, that January 6th. 10 of Wands. On the bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. Usually in the Rider-Waite Tarot, he is holding the bushel of wands in front of himself. So, lots of hard work. You've been applying yourself very successfully, right? The 10 of Wands is the completion of a cycle. But usually it's the 10 of Wands is symbolizing a man who is having all of that work that he has accomplished kind of blind himself towards his ultimate goal, right? Because he's holding the bushel of wands in front of the town that he's heading towards. But he is very clear-eyed and focused about where he is going, right? So I don't think you have any delusions about, like, or getting, like, stuck too much in the details of what all of this hard work has been in service of, what the ultimate goal of making, of doing that good job, right? Yeah. Happy wife, happy life. A kept home, right? Companionship with pets and such. What are you nesting for? My goodness. There's no, Stella. There's no, all right. Do you want to make a nest? Come here. Look, I have a blanket just for you. Come here. You want this? You can nest in this. Come here. You want her? Here you go. Go ahead. Here you go. You want to make it about you. You want to make it about you, and suddenly, oh, you're all bashful. Nesting, right? With Stella, making your home. Getting comfy, and she helped. See, Stella, of course, my Stella, also very much makes me think of the star card, right? So your goal that you're heading towards, that star, your North Star. I'm very out of focus. Right, here she goes nesting again. Hi, Georgina. Are you helping Mommy do a tarot reading? Yes, you are. You're so good at it. You're so good at it. My sweetest. Everybody loves you, sweetheart. Ava, unfocused, groundbreaking. Never heard of her being off topic before. So we're getting rid of this betrayal. We're leaving those in the dust, right? Those that have hurt us, betrayed us. We're going off on this new journey where we have a little bit more insights. We trust our intuition a little bit better, right? And but this era of not being able to, like, move forward, I feel like it's more about you, right? It's you becoming this, like, emperor stuff. We're investing a little bit more into ourselves. And Three of Wands in reversed with the Strength card underneath that. These are at the bottom of the deck. So, Three of Wands is more like smaller, right? We have our long-term goal out in the distance. He's looking towards these ships on this golden river, right? And it's these 3 steps that is the shorter term goals that is going to get him to this golden shower. The piss river. Ooh, you're going to the piss river. Woo. and having a kind of persistent strength, right? Being able to carry this large load. This persistent strength, taking these steps. I think maybe we do need to start breaking our goals into smaller, more easily digestible bite-sized chunks, and that persistently taking those smaller steps forward is what is going to get us to this new chapter. Being able to walk away from this past that seemingly is immobile, not changing. Becoming more of this emperor who is in charge. Large and in charge. Let's get some Kingdom Hearts cards. We're getting some Kingdom Hearts cards. Young Xehanort. Being stuck in the past. I'm also getting his last little monologue at the end of 3. Your time in this world is being cut off. Maybe a lot of this betrayal was about being cut off. What you said, what your experiences were, not being taken into consideration as much. 6 of Hearts, and that's Zexian energy, illusions, illusions of the heart. Maybe we had people lie to us, especially when it comes to romantic interests. But how can we move forward from this past? This being cut off, this being undervalued. Through the persistent step making, that we can take those solid steps forward. With strength, stamina, dignity, we can change this death in reverse into this upright fool. Sora. Dedicating ourselves to others in a very Sora way. There's no real way for these cards to come into reverse, right? So I would say like a Sora in reversed card is like giving too much of ourselves to others. So this upcoming period might be a time of a lot of hard work, a lot of giving to other people. Maybe a little bit too much work when it comes to March Caprice, specifically, Cage stuff. Unversed. This can come in reverse, though. But this came out upright. The unversed card is an Ace of Diamonds. So this I have kind of assigned Pentacles. So this is very much like about money. So this is kind of like an Ace of Pentacles. So this is about like new opportunities for money coming in. But also, because it is unversed, diamonds! Because, it is about unversed, it also has a tinge of like emotions, feelings, big feelings. And we have a 9 of diamonds on the bottom of the deck. Demic's energy. So music, water emotions also. Luxury, right? Luxury. Filled with light. Light, easy, breezy, beautiful. Luxury, right? Light energy. Just nice stuff. Just nice stuff. Specifically about the unversed, though. Do I need one more clarifying card about that, please? What do we need about, like, emotions and such? Okay. The nobody. Ace of clubs. What would this be? I feel like swords would be... So this must be cups. Okay. So just more emotions. But nobodies and emotions. And this is also... I've been putting these cards over the High Priestess. So again, I think it's more about like trusting that intuition, trusting your feelings, right? Feeling your feelings when you have them, when they come up. I think the inverse being in upright is about the seeing that like even seemingly like bad feelings, anger, hunger. Why did I say hunger? I'm not hungry. Anger, hunger, a drive, maybe even more like self-centered, right? Kind of emotional state turning a little bit inwards. I'm seeing is not a bad thing, right? Don't feel bad about having seemingly bad emotions. I think this is very much talking about like feel your feelings when you have them, right? The lie that a lot of Organization 13, the nobodies, were told is that they can't feel emotions. I think this is very much talking about feel your emotions. Yes, show up for the people around you, but you're still allowed to have your own feelings. And you don't have to keep them hidden. You don't have to keep them to yourself. You can look inwards and talk about what's going on inwards. That, I think, is what's going on. Do you need a little more clarification on anything in particular? Luxury. Rich. Well. Is that good? How we feeling? How are we feeling? You can be open with your... I want to start a new creative project and keeping going back and forth on it. Should I finish writing this series? Yes. Let me shuffle the cards right quick. We're going back and forth. We're going back and forth. Should PJ finish writing this series? Should PJ finish writing this series? And a short answer, yes. Ace of Pentacles came out. You also got like a little ferrety guy in this one. Very cute. So I feel like, yes, you should finish writing this series. The reception to the series will be that reaction to this little ferret guy. People will go, oh my god, that's so cute. It's a cute idea. It's a cute series. If it is what I think it is, this is also very green. Which I think is also, I think is also very indicative of, yes, finish it. Ace of Swords. That's about communication being blocked. Words in particular being blocked. Six of Wands. So you might begin to, you might be committed to this, committed to finishing, to writing the series, but then all of a sudden the words just won't come. But then we're gonna be, this is a very, we are so back. It's Jover. We are so back. Kind of up and down. It's going to be up and down for a little bit. But I'm getting this feeling that, like, yes, it should be finished. We should be writing this. I said we. Knight of Wands. But get the passion back. The passion back for writing this. You're going to love it once you start getting back into it. But don't be too hung up on these pitfalls. If you have like one bad day, that's not the end of it. Justice. Everything is pointing towards yes, let's write it, and I keep having this we when it comes to it, so it kind of feels like spirit is with you. You know what I mean? It hasn't shown up, but I keep getting the image of like the Four of Cups. So it's like spirit, your muse, whatever you want to call it, it is writing this series with you. And it wants to be there while you are writing it. And it wants you to continue to write it. So yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. The Empress is at the bottom of the deck in reverse. So it's going to feel like the project is not going to be ending for a long time, but it is a very abundant. That's another little side. Oh, good. Well, I'm making a gay Pride and Prejudice, everyone. Pride and Prejudice? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Yeah. I'm also, if you like look at these cards all together, they do kind of make a rainbow. There's plenty of colors in them. So yes, gay. It is gay. Pride and Prejudice and homosexuality and zombies. You know what I mean? And now, thank you so much, PJ. PJ humors me the most with these tarot card readings. I can't thank you enough. So unless anybody else has any more questions, I think I might do one last mini reading of just thank you, Arby. That was nice. You know, I am Arby's. I do have the meats. Good, good, good. If anybody, speak now, forever hold your peace. Otherwise, I'm going to do one last little closing, and then we'll be closed for the day, and you can go enjoy your new moon in Scorpio all by yourself. Okay. We're saying that we should start with the we again. So Spirit is saying that we should start with the KH deck this time. Here we go. Oh, sweet moon, will you please give us some parting thoughts for this new moon in Scorpio? I'm stopping to adjust my mic, so I'm thinking like she's kind of saying, listen, I am about to talk. Listen to me when I say. 2 cards came out. 2 of diamonds and 4 of spades. So that is Zigbar / Lusu / Bragg. Oh, the ad. Well, we'll just be waiting. See you. 5 whole minutes? 5 whole minutes? 5 whole minutes? That's crazy. 5 whole minutes? That's nuts. That's nuts. Wait, how are you hearing me? Are you just able to read my lips? Yeah, but Zigbar and Vexen energy. Nobody in reverse at the bottom of the deck. And then I think we're doing reverse order than what we did at the very first. I read your lips poorly. Let's see. Okay, everybody wants to give me 2 cards. Queen of Pentacles. 5 of Wands coming up again. Right, everyone's very at each other's throats. Let's everyone calm down. And then 4 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck of that one. I just noticed that we have a 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so maybe there's something there. For this last little reading, the moon does love you. Okay. I'm looking for more of just one card, mayhaps. It's not too much trouble. Okay, I'm back now. Do that whole thing again. I will. All right. So, from the Kingdom Hearts deck, we have the 2 of Diamonds. So it's the 2 of Pentacles. This is very much about balance, but we have Zigbar energy. And the 4 of Spades, this is the 4 of Swords, so this is about rest. It's also Vexen energy. Rest during this cold time. And balance. Rest during this cold time and find some balance. Queen of Pentacles. We're living in luxury. She has a luxurious coat that she's dressed in. The peacock feathers behind her. That also very much symbols luxury. Big Hera energy, right? Maybe someone's husband is cheating on them. Cut his throat open. Peacock is the Pride and Prejudice symbol. It's like a thing. Let's get to writing, especially with like this being the Ace of Pentacles. That was the immediate yes in the last reading. This is also, again, a period, they want to emphasize that this is a period of people being very eager to jump down each other's throats, to be at each other's throats, specifically about throats and talking. People are going to be tripping over their words. Calm down, right? Everybody just calm down. On the bottom of the deck being 4 of Pentacles, because there is very much things that we want to protect, right? We want to, especially being Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles, this is a time when we're right, we want to protect our own monetary, our own financial situation. It's a tough time for everybody, right? But like we don't need to be so combative. We don't need to have this like kind of this protection, especially around money stuff, be like the thing that like makes you get into fights with people, right? Everybody just calm down. We're hunkering down for this winter. We're hunkering down. The 9 of Wands over here. Very much a time for rest, recuperation. We've been through a lot. We maybe are like even a little bit injured with the bandage across his head. Yeah. Take your time to recover. Take your time to rest, 4 of Swords, during this winter. We also have nobody in reverse over here on the bottom of the deck of this. So very much, let's not let our emotions get out of hand, right? Sorry to fly off the handle like that. That's an old KH reference. An old, like, animated parody. That, I think, that was Syx that said that. That wasn't Vexen. I almost called him Vexen, but that was Syx. And Knight of Wands. Passion. KH passion. Bow, 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 There's March Caprice to look forward to, right? We're hunkering down for the winter, but of course things will start to thaw out in the spring, and that is, hey, that's March Caprice. One more March Caprice plug for the day. And yeah, this is kind of seemed like tough times are here. Tough times have been here. Fly off the handle. I just think of Wicked. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy now. I hope you're happy. And you don't live to regret it. I hope you're happy in the end, my friend. Yeah. We don't need to be in these big fights. That's also a great time to like plug Wicked for Good. Let's go see it. Let's go see it at some point. Because that is right. That is the conclusion that we're all kind of waiting for, right? 9 of Wands is one step removed. 9, one step removed from 10, which is the completion of the cycle. Yeah, just really about like resting, recuperating. Of course, some people have seen it already, and that's fine. PJ, how was it at adapting the second act? Is it seeing it again Sunday? Well, yeah. Was it faithful? Or did they perhaps even do the second act like better than it actually is? Because the Wicked Act 2, it was too faithful. Oh no. Uh-oh. Because that's the thing about Wicked Act 2 is that it does kind of suck. It is kind of a hot dumpster fire. Hot dumpster fire. But good for them. I hope they're happy in the end. I hope they make a lot of money at least. And oh my god. Okay, so like security and fights and stuff. They improved on some stuff, but the most glaring issues are still there, and just as bad, if not worse. That's good to look forward to. So with Ariana Grande being jumped at that, I think it was the Singapore premiere. I mean, you know. Yeah. It's a very high tension time. But we're going into this hunkering down. We're going into this winter. We're nesting. There's Stella. She's in her nest. She's in her cage nest. And yeah, you're gonna cage nest for the winter and come out on the other end with March Caprice. So that's basically just the thing that the moon wants to let you know right now, is that everybody just calm down. Enjoy Wicked for Good. Let's not get into too many fights on the internet. There are much better things to get into fights about, right, than stupid shit on the internet. That's carried all the way over from like before. And so, like, I think that'll kind of be it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me on this little new moon in Scorpio live. I love it when you all humor mommy with her little hyperfixation. And, you know, if anybody ever has a need for a tarot readings, okay, I love you, bye. Bye, VJ, have a good night. I'm just going to be closing down. Thank you so much for coming in, Wiley. You take care, too. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be moving forward. We have this new moon to move us forward into a cozy, cozy little time. So I hope you all have a wonderful night and it treats you well. just closing everything down. Let's take a peek-see over here. Bye-bye, bye, goodbye, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. How about I send you over to Pat? If you're all still here, let's take a little ride over to Pat. Not that you all probably don't have him open in the second tab anyway, but... Am I spelling regular Patrick correctly? Regular. Alright, we're gonna go raid Pat, so be nice. And... Hey, let's get in on this new era, right? We're entering a new era. A meaner era. Stronger era. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, is this not the right regular Pat? Uh-oh. We might be going to the wrong one. Hold on. Who is that? Who is that? Hold on. Who is that? That should be regular Pat. Oh, no. Yes, he's regular Pat YT. How could I? Oh. I almost did it so bad. Lur Pat YT. Because he is awfully white. Okay. Okay, this is the correct Pat. Bye. Have a great night. Enjoy. Bye-bye. And I'm ending my stream now. And an extra little secret special secret goodbye to YouTube.